Okay, that's great, y'all. We had technical difficulties, so oh wait, Alyssa's still stuck. I was like, oh no! And then she got stuck, open mouth. Word, we were stuck. Like, hey, it happens when you're live. So that last song was Ricky Wood's "Sorry." That was our first time hearing it. It definitely gives me a throwback feel. Yeah. All right, we appreciate it. We hope to hear more music from you. So now, we're getting into this week's anonymous letter. All right, y'all. It's that time. As y'all know, this segment is the anonymous letter where people send in their stories anonymously and hope that we can help them with some advice. So, okay. So, dear the realist ladies, I'm currently seeing a guy I used to date back in the day. He and I broke up because he cheated on me. We was young and it was over 10 years ago. When we bumped into each other, he seemed very different, mature, grounded, to my surprise. He asked me out to lunch to catch up, and the rest was history. Anyways, we had been dating now about 9 months, and he wants us to move in and consider marriage. Now, I'm all down for it, but I still have my guard up because he cheated on me in the past. A lot. And so did 3 other exes after him. Well, damn, girl. I do love him, and I see a change in him. So what do I do? Ladies, give me some advice on how I should move forward from scared in love. Okay. All right. Well, if your guard is up, like that woman's intuition, right? Go with that. Okay? Because if he cheated in the past, but you still got with him 10 years later, but you're still, what it seems like, might still be holding that against him a little bit, I say go with your gut. Period. You're saying you see a change, but it seems like somewhere in there you still don't trust the situation if you have to question it in the first place.
How are you down to move in with him and marry him, and you still have your guard up about him being faithful to you? That should be your answer right there, beloved. Okay? You need to just date him casually. And if you have this wall up and you can't seem to bring that wall down, then guess what? Maybe you need some alone time. And especially for you to mention that the 3 exes after you cheated on you, I'm not necessarily going to say it's you, but I think that you just need to take a break from just being in a relationship setting and focus on just being a hoe. Just hoe it out. Just have your roster, hoe it out. I think that's the theme of today is hoe it out. Have your roster, do what you need to do, focus on yourself and loving yourself, travel the world, get everything out. Because then once you are good with yourself, then you can learn to trust somebody else. This is not a word, but irregardless of the fact that they cheated in the past, at least you'll be good with yourself to know, like, you know what, I'm a bomb bitch. I'm that bitch, and I'm worth this, that, and the third. And you would cause those who have been cheaters in the past to rise up to your level. So sip on that.
Word. And shout out to the ladies at Sassoon Talk, Janelle and Amanda. We literally just left them from having a dope discussion and conversation. We're not gonna give it away because we want y'all to tune in and enjoy the show. But just know, Alyssa brought up whole time, or whatever during that show too. So that is today's theme. You know, having that whole moment. You know, hoe out.
Oh, oh.
whatever you need to. There you go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So that's all the advice I got for you. And Alyssa low key just read you a little bit. But um
And out of love.
out of love.
I read out of love.
Out of love. But yeah, you're not ready to get married, sweetheart. And you're not even maybe try to move in with each other though. Just hold off on the marriage. Maybe she could build some trust that way because they're not living together yet.
Mm.
So she said
Possible.
move in and then consider marriage. So sure, move in together. And
Yeah, section when you have sex with them.
yeah, do that. Make sure you do that. And if at some point you feel comfortable enough to move forward with marriage, then do that. But right now, like as of today, March 11th, my cousin's birthday. Shout out to you, Candace. Happy birthday. Um,
Sorry.
you ain't ready to be married. You ain't ready to be married. You ain't. Don't even consider it. Okay? Don't don't even get engaged.
You won't even think about it.
Right. Do the promise ring thing.
I don't even think they want to be.
It don't mean shit, but do the promise ring. Because some people it do, some people it don't. But you still put a ring on it. Maybe that's an attempt at something. I don't fucking know. I don't know. That's not my issue. That's not what I go through. So I'm just like, fuck it. It is what it is.
I'm going back my past experiences just to give you that little tidbit. Focus on you, girl. She
Yep.
ain't ready. She ain't ready to move in with him because it's gonna be what's that word? Hoopla.
Yeah, she gonna be you. She gonna be going through his phone, ask where
Yeah,
he's
it's gonna
at.
yeah. Go through his phone. You're gonna sniff his drawers. You're gonna find rappers.
He,
You get condoms and they
he gonna
not.
walk through the door. She gonna be like,
Yeah.
let me smell your dick.
Yeah, you be smelling his dick. You be looking at his balls. Make sure the balls rise up in the bathtub. And if it rises up, that means you cheated.
Wait, what?
That means you get loaded. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's all. That's a lot of shit to know.
If the balls are sitting in the bathtub, that
Mm.
means it's full. But if the
Oh.
balls up like air,
Hmm.
he let it load out.
I ain't know that.
Another thing, make sure it don't smell like plastic, like the condom smell, because that has a specific smell.
Hmm.
That. Yeah, so just be single, child. Just don't even.
She's like, don't even fuck. Let him go. Just leave him
Let him
now.
go. Let him go. Or unless he's able to prove. I think he needs to prove himself a little bit more. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, yeah. But see, now you got options. There you go. Either cut the nigga off, go back in the whole phase, or try to move in and see if it works.
and visual.
But stay away from marriage.
Yeah, don't
You ain't ready, boo. You ain't
clank that.
ready. But yeah, now we gonna get into some reality news. And the twerk, the it sound. Remember the chirp back in the day?
Yeah,
That's the sound that gets it for me.
it's the chirp for me. All right, you guys. So I don't have reality news just yet, but I definitely have some reality recap, and I must talk about black. Excuse me, I almost said black ink. Basketball wives. Basketball wives. So, last week we talked about basketball wives and all the stuff with the colorism and shit like that. We ended off with Jackie and Malaysia face to face having a conversation, and then it cuts off because that shit is good. So that's where it started up again. In the episode, Malaysia and Jackie, they actually make up. So, they're both hurt by their fallout. And as they talk about what transpired, Jackie says that she was hurt that Malaysia got up in her face in the skating rink the last season. And for Malaysia, she says she knows Jackie didn't create the rumors, but it's just the mere fact of her spreading them. So Jackie kind of realized what she did, and she apologized and said that moving forward, she's just gonna go straight to Malaysia, whatever she hears. She's just gonna go straight to Malaysia instead of going to the other women. And Malaysia said that she loves Jackie. and she be hurt if something bad happened to her. And I guess this whole pandemic thing, not I guess, I know that this whole pandemic thing really took a toll on her mindset, and she was really thinking about, you know, just life in general. Like this pandemic really put a lot of things into perspective. It makes you think about, the relationships that you've had and in the past as well as currently. And so Malaysia was like, yo, like we dealt with this whole pandemic and we're still dealing with it, and life is being, lost daily. And the least I can do, like the problem between me and Malaysia, excuse me, me and Jackie is so minuscule that I might as well just fix it. So that's where Malaysia's mindset was. But anyway, they had the conversation, and everything is right as rain. That's a West Indian thing. Right as rain. All right. All right. So anyway, back at the dungeon where Jackie and Jen and OG is located. Jennifer, she is hella hella OD annoyed with OG, and rightfully so. Like Jen was pretty much was Jen was pretty much like trying to have a conversation with OG. Like they went into like some sunroom, some part of the house, and Jen was like talking about, stuff that she's working on and this documentary that she's really excited about. And then OG just started talking about herself, and she's just like, "Yo, bro, like, how you gonna ask me a question about me and then all of a sudden just twist it around and make it about you?" So she was hella annoyed with OG, and that is something that I feel is the premise of this. It's not I feel, I know it's the entire premise of this episode. OG is getting on everybody's nerves. So that's that with that. But anyway,
OG
so
getting on my nerves.
OG is
She getting on my nerves. Like I was team OG for a minute, but
I'm team OG too.
the conversation with her and Kristen, it was what the fuck for me. Like what the fuck?
It is a what the fuck. But I'm gonna touch base on that a little bit later in my little recap. I'm gonna share about OG and how she got on my nerves even more, because there's levels to this annoyance. And so she got Jen annoyed, and even when Jen tried to have a conversation with her, OG snapping back at her. Jen is to the point where she's like, "Yo, I'm not even gonna fuck with you no more." I
Shit,
also
and
think,
Jen's the annoying one. How you more annoying than
yeah,
Jen?
how you more annoying than Jen? So I think that Jen is gonna ask to go to the other house. She's gonna be like, "You know what? Fuck it, Evelyn, make room. Let me stay here because I can't." You know. But at the castle where Evelyn and Shawnee is at, the nice mansion. Shawnee was having a conversation with Nia and Nairobi, or whatever the fuck her name is, the sisters. She was having a conversation with them, and Nia tells Shawnee that she thinks OG may still be hurt by her old teacher. So I don't know if you remember last episode, OG was sharing how the teacher told her that she'll never be anything because of the color of her skin, and that hurt her. And she was holding on to this hurt from when she was 6 years old, and that is hurtful. You know what I'm saying? And so she shared that with Nia and her sister. And when so she had a conversation with Shawnee and told her like, "Yo, this is why." And Shawnee said that she hopes that OG can be open to having a conversation with her. But the allegations that OG made about her and Evelyn are like damaging, which is true. Like you call Evelyn a racist, you call Shawnee a colorist, and Shawnee is the one that's writing the check and paying the bills for you. But anyway,
I don't
so
think
yeah,
that's true. I don't think Evelyn's a racist, and I don't think uh, Shawnee is a colorist. I think that Evelyn was a little insensitive in her argument, but I don't think she was a racist.
I don't think Evelyn is a racist. Reason it's sad because like you look at Evelyn's family. Like I follow Basketball Wives since they were in Miami, and when Reese was a part of Basketball Wives, that's how far back I go. And Tammy was there when she was skinty. No, she was a
Royce.
little thicker. She was a little thickums. Royce. I'm sorry, I called her Reese. My bad. It's Royce. Royce was on the Basketball Wives, and then that bucktooth lady, the tall, skinny bucktooth, the one with the lip. What's her name? Sarah.
Oh,
No, Sarah
yeah,
Royce.
yes. I believe her name was Sarah.
Sarah Susan something.
Susie.
That's how far back I go with Basketball Wives. And then when Evelyn appeared, I did my research. I Googled. I found out what this bitch is about. And her family, they're black. Like they Latin culture is mixed, right? And now more than ever, not even now, but even a couple of years ago, remember I was on my Afro Latina kick because that's what I am. But even Evelyn was embracing that shit. She was embracing that shit before OG even came on the scene. So I will have Evelyn's back on that. Like Evelyn is not a racist. Number one, because she is black. Number two, her children's fathers are black. You know, like it's like why would you fuck with a black man now? I'm racist. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense. Just like why would Shawnee
Wait,
fuck with
historical fact though, and I'm not referring to Evelyn, but historical
no,
fact. Racist white men and white women will sleep with black people.
because that dick is good. It's the dick for me. No, but and just like I this is just my thought process, and I could be wrong, but why Shawnee is a colorist, but her children are brown skin. She fuck with Shaquille motherfucking O'Neal. Not say he's the darkest one in the bunch, but I'm just saying he's brown skin. He's dark skin. Her children are dark skin. Most of them, like 3 out of 5 of them. I just don't get it. I just and
Shit,
the
Kristen is like two shade, not even like a shade lighter than OG.
Kristen is one shade lighter than OG. Her nose is slightly narrower because she does have Creole mixed in. Okay, great. So fucking what? She experiences the same hardships as you, my nigga. Yeah, I said it.
I think OG needs to talk to somebody about her hurt for when she was a child. That's probably why none of us can make sense of what she's going through or even what she's trying to explain at this point. Because like I told you in the beginning, I was team OG all day. I felt like they
Yeah.
were being a little bit insensitive. And I
Yeah,
feel like
true.
she took her more so being the new girl. Because you know how people are to the new girl.
Mhm.
They don't know you, so automatically they don't trust you,
Gotta
you
do the
know,
best
and you
job.
talking about reality shows, so everybody's gonna come for your private life and try to pull up dirt on you.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, OG being around for a little while now, we're getting to know certain things about her. I really think that she needs to talk to somebody to help her get over her childhood trauma because it's gonna keep happening. She's gonna mistaken more situations in the future as an attack when it's really not that kind of attack. Like Evelyn was attacking her, but not in the sense of being a racist or whatever. And Shawnee and Evelyn,
Yeah.
they're friends. So of course
Yeah.
Shawnee, regardless to being the producer of the show, her and Evelyn are still friends. So she's gonna
And
have her friends
Shawnee
back.
said that. One thing about Shawnee, she gonna own up to her shit. Evelyn may not. Evelyn may be like, whatever. But Shawnee, she's definitely gonna own up to her shit. And she did. She said, yo, Evelyn's my best friend. You think I'm not gonna have her back? I know that she acts
Actually,
crazy.
Evelyn does own up to her shit. She just
Not all the
sometimes it
time.
ain't all right away. It's
Yeah.
eventually.
No, not all the time. Evelyn, she can. But I'm talking about like Shawnee, as soon, like you ask her a question, she'll say, yeah. And, like that's what I mean. Like, so Shawnee owns up to her shit. She was like, yo, that's my best friend. You think I'm not gonna have her back? I know she's crazy. And yeah, let her get away with some shit. Like she said that. And that's what it is. But OG doesn't understand the dynamics of the group. Had she understood the dynamics of the group and had she followed suit, because I think she came in with Kristen and Cece. So had she known the dynamic, like just follow that, not follow, but like just calm the fuck down. You're trying to be in the forefront, and you don't even belong in the forefront just yet. You have to earn your way to the front, if that makes sense. So you got to be the new girl. Then you got to be like, all right, she coming around. Like Phoebe. Phoebe was a new girl last season. Phoebe came around everybody. She knew her place. She wasn't even trying to fuck with nobody. She's like, yo, I'm Brooklyn. That's it. I come in here. I'm here. Da 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 da. And now she's starting to become more relevant, in the conversation. Speaking of Phoebe,
Well, technically, with them sisters there, they just gave her a storyline.
they gave her a storyline because these sisters, apparently Nia and Noriega, okay, they, I forgot which one. I think it's Noriega. Let me go to yeah, Nia. Nia is the ex. Nia used to date Phoebe's boyfriend. Phoebe's at this season, I don't know if they're still together, but Phoebe's current boyfriend is Lance Stevenson, who's an NFL player. He a hoe. She knows he a hoe. Nia used to date Lance Stevenson. So when she said that in the midst of the girls, Evelyn's eyebrow went, "Er?" Evelyn's faithful to Phoebe because Evelyn brought Phoebe in the group. So when the girls left, Jackie, Noriega, Nia, when they left, Evelyn and I think Shawnee, I'm not sure, they were in the bedroom and they called Phoebe to check in on her, of course. And she's telling them, "Oh yeah, I'm doing good, blah blah blah." She all made up, whatever, da da da. And then Evelyn said, "Yo, girl, check it." Jackie just brought sisters into the group, and they cool, but one of them dated your ex, and Phoebe knew exactly who it was. She was like, "Yo, this bitch has been stalking me, different Instagrams that she would try to, sending pictures, sending all this different type of stuff, like trying to get around to telling her about Lance and all this stuff." He was like, "I know Lance fucked a billion bitches." And she knows that. But she was like, "Yo, but why you on me? Like, why you just so thirsty to try to like have me respond to you?" Like she was following her, like stalking her. And then what's crazy is that even though she said, "Oh, da da da," but she all of a sudden got cool with Jackie. Like, like she got cool. And
Yeah, but at the end of the episode,
yeah,
no, you probably gonna get into it. Never mind.
I am. But yeah, so Phoebe was like, "Yo, I'm happy that I'm not there because it would have been an issue. It would have been a big fucking issue." But then Noriah and Nia, right? They came to the house and they were talking to OG because like they met OG first and it was like, "Oh yeah, the house was cool. We had a good conversation. We actually touched base on you crying because of what you went through in your childhood." And I think, and we were talking to Shawnee and she was like willing to have a conversation with you. And OG, the way that she responded was like a mother to their child, like, "How dare you? You don't speak for me. Who the hell do you think you are?" Type of shit. And the way that she talked to them, I clutched my pearls. I was looking at TV like, "Oh, who the fuck is this bitch talking to?"
Girl, me too. I thought that one of them girls was gonna pop up because we don't know them. We just meeting them. They seem
They
like sweet girls, but
they seem like sweet girls, but don't fuck with them. And apparently OG is like showing her true colors. And the girls at first they're like, "Oh yeah, OG is cool. She did a good dinner for us. She opened up, blah blah blah." And now they're like, "Yo, it's not what you say, it's how you say it." And of course OG was being condescending. So I was just like, "Yo, this bitch right here, I'm not liking at all. I don't like what this situation has done to her. I don't I don't like it. She wants the divide. She wants Jack. She didn't want Jackie and Malaysia to. I think she don't want Jackie and Malaysia to be cool. I think she just wanted Jackie to be like to be in to be what's that? What the fuck is it? She want them to be against each other. She don't want them to be cool. That's
maybe yeah. Because I was just mentioning that Jackie be low key starting shit and trying not to get caught, but some of them bitches know how Jackie get down. It just takes for them to take a minute. Like they all be
yeah.
sitting down drinking wine. Like, hey, wait a minute, it was Jackie.
They know how Jackie is, and Jackie has always been like that. Jackie has always been a shit talker. She starts shit. She says little things here and there. She even, get wild and crazy. Be like, "Yo, who the fuck you talking to?" Ah, ah. Like yeah, we already know how Jackie is. She give it up. But, Lord, I don't know. I don't think Jackie is seeing OG for what she is. Jackie don't like it. The whole, and they said it. They kept saying repeatedly. They kept repeating in the episode, like, "Yo, the energy, the negative energy is off," and it's all from OG because not Nia and whatever the fuck they name, and then they were saying that the energy is off. They don't even like being in the house like that. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But another thing I just want to touch on before I go to the next show is that Kristen and Malaysia, they had a conversation and they decided they're going to try again to have a conversation with OG. And one thing I do like is that if they didn't give a fuck about you, OG, they wouldn't try to have a conversation with you, regardless of how long it's been. Of course, there's a pandemic. You know, there was a lot of shit that was said. There was a lot of heat going on. But for you to continuously go on about colorism and expressing that everybody is a colorist and there's a problem with the show and all the shit, of course, people who actually care are going to get to the bottom of it. Evelyn didn't ask y'all to do that. Shawnee didn't ask y'all to do that. Malaysia and Kristen took it upon themselves to be like, yo, I want to find out what the fuck is going on. I want to get to know OG. Because OG has always showed herself to be like, yo, I'm a football player and I'm Nigerian. That's all they know. They don't know her deep rooted, like, problems. They don't know what makes her laugh, what makes her cry. Like, so it's hard to read OG. But Malaysia was like, yo, I'm going to have a conversation with her because I don't want her to think I'm a colorist. And if she were to do anything, she wants to rectify it. And that's how you try to solve a problem. And she just wants to be amicable with her. But when Kristen and Malaysia come into the house, everybody was in the backyard, they playing whatever have you. Jackie was happy about it, and they were like, "Yo, I'm ready to talk to her." Jackie went and got OG and was like, "Yo, they want to have a conversation." OG agreed, and Kristen said she wasn't gonna say anything, but Malaysia, the way that she came off, it was like, "Yo, I just want to know what's going on. Like, if there was anything that I said, like, let me know that I did something wrong so I can correct it." Like, she wasn't speaking for Evelyn and Shawnee. She was speaking for herself. And that's a true bitch right there. And OG, she got up and she walked away and she had her back towards them and she was like wiping her tears. So Malaysia kind of broke through being, that West Side OG.
Yo,
She
let me
had
tell
to
you
do
something.
all
The
the work.
hardest women out there, because I ain't never been to Compton, but I heard Compton, they got their streets
Oh,
like every hood got their streets. We know, we've been walked through our own hoods and shit like that. Most
mhm.
females that have and come from the most hardest places that you could think of, where she would probably had to cut a bitch, stab a nigga, probably bust off some shots before in her life,
Quite a few.
be having the biggest heart to know exactly what to say to
Hell
bring you
yeah.
off the edge because they didn't seen
Off
it
the edge.
all.
Yeah. And that's what Malaysia did. And so OG had a little, it cracked OG a bit. And they asked her, they was like, yo, seeing OG shed a tear, it's like, oh, like, we have something to work with. Like, we got to her in a way where we can possibly heal this shit. And they offered to give her a hug. It's like, yo, like, I don't want to see you like this. Like, can I hug you? And OG's hug was like, but she was like, okay, like, she accepted the hug. And then all of a sudden, OG just went straight fucking left. And I was like, yeah, I really don't like this bitch.
Yeah, like I said, she needs to talk to because she doesn't know how to express herself. At this point, that's what I'm seeing. She needs to talk to somebody outside of her circle because her circle can't seem to grasp and understand what message it is she's trying to get off. We get it, racism and racism and
Right.
colorism. We get it, but her argument is very weak. It's not strong. It's more like a self infliction when she tries to speak. So she really needs to like talk to somebody. Like seriously talk to somebody because yeah, no, like I don't think anybody is really going to be able to help her the way she needs to be helped or be able to come to an understanding till she does. Alyssa froze. Alyssa froze. So what I'm gonna do?
She's
You.
in the most
Uh oh. I heard a little bit. A little bit. Alyssa. Y'all see her face, and she looks pretty though. At least she froze on her pretty face. So that's awesome. So I'm going to get into a song real quick, you guys, and see, we're having technical difficulties. There she is. I was about to get into a song. What happened?
Kick me out like a stepchild.
But it was cute because you froze in like this really cute face. You were like, it was all like real sexy. I was like, oh, she froze in a cute face. So you were safe. I was going to go to a song and then hopefully the issue would have been fixed.
Yeah, I'm right. Zoom or whoever the fuck it is.
Punch Zoom in their face.
But like I was saying, it was probably OG, ancestors who cut us out. But
It was them. Forgive us, ancestors.
but anyway, you're trying to end it, honey. But yeah, OG, she just was like, yo, y'all can't take the backlash of the social media. That's why you're coming here, and that's why you're trying to talk to me and all this stuff. And I was just like, yo, bitch, you're not even that relevant. You're not even that important. The important thing is not really you, it's the issue. But you're making it about you. And you continue to put yourself in it. It ain't really about you. This is an issue because of the Black Lives Matter movement, because of everything that happened with Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Awareness is out there. People's eyes are open. People of different races are seeing the bullshit that Black people have gone through for 400 plus years and probably beyond that. So now they seeing it and they're like, yo, like y'all went through mass shit. Like y'all really had to deal with police brutality. Y'all really had to deal with this and being singled out in a lineup and just having your house ransacked by police with no warrant and shit. This is the shit y'all doing. Oh, y'all doing? Hell no. So now with all this movement that's going on, you trying to insert yourself in colorism and racism. And you shouldn't have to do that with these ladies. Y'all need to come together as a unit and try to do something for the cause. But there will always be some tea, honey. There will always be some tea. So aside from OG, at the end of the episode, right, when they recap. All right, so who was fighting? Noriega and OG. Yeah, this is T. Noriega and OG. Like OG was trying to get live with Nia and Noriega. And she was like, yo, like I'm about to go off or whatever. She was like, go off then. I was like, okay. And then OG, she said, yo, don't act like this is the first time that we've seen each other or the first time that we talked. Or the first time we talked about Phoebe, and I was like, "Oh, this bitch is thirsty. We got a thirsty bitch."
But see, that's the side I like about OG. She definitely keeps it real. Outside of that inner stuff she got going on,
outside of the inner.
Right, she does keep it real. Like I do like that part. But yeah, OG need to talk to somebody
next week. That's all I gotta say about that.
Shit, girl, I can't wait because Phoebe might be out of quarantine and could possibly show up to the house, maybe
show up for like 3 days,
and see this bitch like you crazy stalking ass bitch. If that's the case, because we still learning the story. Right. So
Phoebe give it up. She's from Brooklyn, #1.
I don't know if Phoebe give it up yet though. She seemed cool as fuck though.
She's cool as fuck, but I think Phoebe give it up. I think she give it up.
She might. Well, I mean, I'm not talking about in the fighting sense, but I don't. Well, I don't know, cause I can't. You can't really judge a book by the cover when it comes to them hands, though. But
I'm not saying that she good with the hands, but she know how to fight.
I gotta see. I gotta see because she's little and a lot of little people talk a good one. Not saying that they don't pop off, but she could just be loud because she little, or she could really have some pop off with that little. I don't know. Like I said, like when Jackie was calling her out, I get it. They was at a gala or whatever. But see, the Brooklyn in me would have been like, okay, ladies, you're going to have to excuse me. Like, I'd have left the party just to go outside and drag this bitch up the block and whoop her ass so it wasn't right in front.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her outside. Like, yo, can I talk to you outside for a minute? Because when, let me talk to you right quick.
Right.
The talk in New York is really a fight.
There you go. So the minute Jackie would have been like, come outside, I'd have been like, sorry, ladies, I ain't start this shit. So I'ma leave. Thank y'all for having me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Take this bitch up the block and whoop her motherfucking ass. End the story and go right the fuck home. And y'all, they'll just hear about it the next day. So Alyssa froze again, and this face is different. It's not as cute as the first one. Her tongue is out. Let's see if she comes back soon. Wait, I heard something. I heard a little bit. You can do it, Alyssa. You can do it. Return from the abyss. What? What you say? Oh, there she goes again. All right, y'all. We gonna play one random ass music video. Actually, we're gonna play our Artist of the Year, Dolly Tyson, and we will be right back.
Thinking that they know me. They thinking that they know me, but they don't know my story. I was dying by my lonely. Now these bitches finna blow me. I'm a real bitch, I was raised in the gutter. I only be with 2 bitches and a couple of brothers. Quick to smack a little bitch if I'm hearing a stutter. Quick to kill niggas with a storm and the thunders. Told them baby don't trip, said I'm not your lover. I get the bag and go flip, cause I'm focused on cheddar. Steady eating cheese, I ain't copping no pleather. Bipolar, little bitch, she switch up with the weather. Ask me why I do that, you ain't, it cost me twice, so I hit the 2-step. Now when they ask about you, I be like, who that? Bad little mommy, watch how I do that. I'ma pursue that, yeah. And I ain't joking with the kid. He tryna get in touch, but this ain't what it is. Said you was my everything, but everything ain't it. I had to dog your ass, cause nigga, you ain't shit, yeah. I crossed you, got me feeling like the man now. Told you I'm the shit, so baby, you better stand up. Started going up, I'm dubbing all your mans now. And I double back, yo, dubbing through the bands now. Yeah, cause they don't know my story, yeah. I was stunting by my lonely, yeah. Now these bitches finna blow me, yeah. I'm a real bitch, I was raised in the gutter. I only be with 2 bitches and a couple of brothers. Quick to smack a little bitch if I'm hearing a stutter. We quick to kill niggas with a storm and the thunders, yeah. You gon' be mad when I blow. I know you reminiscing, missing me, blowing through O's. Tryna run me down, Lil Daddy ran ghost. Now you see the image, it's shining and glows. Fuck that little nigga, all them feelings and froze. I had to have my own back, I had to carry my own. Get into the bag, I'm better off all alone. And now you see the boss up, don't be blowing up my phone. Thinking that they know me, but they don't know my story. I was stunting by my lonely. Now these bitches finna blow me. I'm a real bitch, I was raised in the gutter. I only be with 2 bitches and a couple of brothers. I'm quick to smack a little bitch if I'm hearing a stutter. We quick to kill niggas with a storm and the thunders. I tell them baby don't trip, said I'm not your lover. I get the bag and go flip, yeah I'm focused on cheddar. I'm steady eating cheese, I ain't copping no platter. Bipolar, little bitch, she switch up with the weather. Ask me why I do that, you ain't, it cost me twice, so I hit the 2 steps. Now when they ask about you, I be like, who that? I'm a bad little mommy, watch how I do that. Yeah, I'ma pursue that, yeah. Thinking that they know me, yeah, but they don't know my story, yeah. So I was staying by my lonely, yeah. Only be with 2 two bitches and a couple of brothers, yeah. No matter how it go, we gon' ride with each other.
They wanna know where I've been at. I was always here. I'ma be everything I shouldn't. They wasn't waiting on a woman. It's the second coming. They like, when did you get back? When did you get back? When did you get back? Hey Sousa, I double back to taste blue blood. Who said there ain't talent in my city? Where are you from? I come with a baby on my hip. It's a twofer. Plus Nina got her bitches in a clip. There's a group of us. Stupid nuts resulted in colorful people we beautimus. Decisions, we could rule the world and shoot it up. If you haven't felt the pain, who the fuck are you to judge? If it's all the same, how come we don't feel like human love? Why is this black and brown sorrow consuming us? Don't still borrow or kill my son jeans in the hopes to be luminous. Some stupid fuck cop or two in the gut of someone's pops, or one in the head of a brilliant mind. An honor student, don't tell us that it's convoluted or that he made you do it. Wife to my black man, mother to my black son, I'm that one. They wanna skip the grief and talk about the music. I put the grief in the music, bum, rush your brain so intrusive. I'ma say everything I shouldn't, though I shouldn't. They wasn't waiting on no woman. It's the second coming, they like, when did you get back? When did you get back? When did you get back? When? I'ma be everything I shouldn't, though I shouldn't. They wasn't waiting on a woman. It's the second coming, they like, when did you get back? When did you get back? When did you get back? The sound of Hail Marys, I came when I was needed. Tried to charge me for a claim that I was queen, but I beat it. That's not my stilo. Godmother to my people. Hate mail, said creep slow or get repo. Sis eat your Wheaties, bobbing and weaving diabetes. Ain't no sugar in my tank, I am beastly. He wanna be me, and he could be, and so could she if she decide to believe. I just wanna empower you to speak freely. Tell me what's on your mind, your mental health is so important. You not crazy, break the bottle, don't keep it all in. I just may get it if I walk a mile in your Jordans. Oh, they found your missing brother, missing his organs. It's on them, all them, it's last days for them. Think about it, think about all we have done for them. Another parents in mourning, Houston we have a problem, yawning. I'ma raise an army in the morning, it's my calling. I'ma say everything I shouldn't, though I shouldn't. They wasn't waiting on no woman. It's the second coming, they like, when did you get back? When did you get back? When did you get back? When? I'ma be everything I shouldn't, though I shouldn't. They wasn't waiting on a woman. It's the second coming, they like, when did you get back? When did you get back? When did you get back?
I stay decapitating frauds, I'm jumping in the snake pits. Your bitch can get it too, I'll stab her in the fake tits. I'm riding dirty like a horse. Yeah, gutter rap music, last of a dying breed. We in here. I don't give two fucks like virgin twins, I eat out of surgeon bins. I'm certain to kill vermin and curtain with serpent skins. Gun preacher, loaded with German twins. Sermon of sins, leave semen on bitches' shins. A shark with no fins, fuck your rims, I break limbs. You lambs get mauled by lions. Call us out and you'll be calling for the sirens. Carjack you with tire iron, silent but deadly. Filled with darkness, like a Celtic frost medley. The underbelly, wise guys in a deli. Machiavelli, don't ever talk on your celly. Secret meetings, alias at the telly. Turn your brains into jelly, grandmaster like Melly. Banged a bitch named Kelly, listening to Akinelli. The Grand Goon, doper than a heroin spoon. Street corner rap, a concrete tomb. Hood platoon, giants of war. Bloody thoughts, you die in the gore. The Grand Goon, doper than a heroin spoon. Street corner rap, a concrete tomb. Hood platoon, giants of war. Bloody thoughts, you die in the gore. You ain't gangster, that's an old wives' tale. Rap with me is like trying to kickbox a Clydesdale. Bush and pale, hood holy grail. Hit you with a shell, now you're moving like a snail. All hail, heathen set sail. I can't fail, send you a bomb in the mail. Death before jail, never leave a trail. Impale you on the rail, you flail cause you're frail. Ancestry of the gale, so you know I'm drinking ale. This is Higher Curry, bury your body in Missouri. Go to trial, murder the entire jury. Call me your street tough, call your bluff with a snuff. Your bitch like a handcuff, catch a buff, stick a rough. Beat the muff, muffle the blast with a potato. Call it Irish Polish style, you'll do as I say so. The Grand Goon, doper than a heroin spoon. Street corner rap, a concrete tune. Hood platoon, giants of war. Bloody thoughts, you die in the gore. The Grand Goon, doper than a heroin spoon. Street corner rap, a concrete tune. Hood platoon, giants of war. Bloody thoughts, you die in the gore.
We back, we live. I ain't got no.
Sorry, I had a little yeah. My bad. Okay. All right, you guys. Sorry about that. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties tonight. It's the devil. But we shall proceed. So, enough about basketball wives. I'm telling you, them ancestors, they came and just fucked all that shit up. Um, we're gonna talk about growing up hip hop. All right, y'all. So, um, we left off last week with Johnny and Debrat going face to face, having that conversation. The first conversation since they had their little squabble. And so they continued this impromptu talk that Debrat's girlfriend Jessica set up. And Johnny gets emotional as Debrat is standing firm and saying that Johnny is easily triggered and she's easily angered. And Brat brings up how she lost mad opportunities due to her prison because she went to prison. She lost mad opportunities. So as the conversation progresses, Debrat begins to feel bad for Johnny because Johnny is just sitting there and she's crying and she's just like, yo, like I'm trying to change, I'm trying to fix my shit. And at the end, the brat does praise Johnny and her talent. Jessica then asks if they'll work together, and Debrat doesn't give an enthusiastic yes, but they do hug it out. So there was some progress in this whole meetup, even though Debrat was mad at Jessica. But there was a little bit of progress with the whole meetup and them kind of like squashing a little bit of their differences. All right, yo. So last week it was alleged that Bow Wow was supposedly fathering a son of a jump off, and so Bow Wow he delivers the news to his mother, whose name is Teresa, and she was very disappointed, and like she's saying that it's not easy. And Bow Wow, I don't think he gets it because he's like, yo, I'm 33 and to have two kids, like, that's great. And I'm just looking at him like, is this nigga really serious? Like, don't get me wrong, children are a blessing. There's a reason why children are here. So if you happen to be pregnant and have a child, kudos to you, congrats, yada yada yada. But it's not a game because the shit is hard. Period. With one. So imagine having two, and yeah, you got all this money, you just bought a Bentley, blah blah blah, but all that shit's gonna go away soon. Like it don't last forever. So this nigga, I don't know if his mind is completely there, but he definitely had a conversation with his mother, and he told him what happened, how he met her after a wild night in Magic City, blah blah blah. And she, of course, was disappointed. But then, what shocked me was that he had this conversation with Shy. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have it. I was just shocked that he had the conversation with his daughter, Shy. I can't knock him for having this great relationship with his daughter. I know that his daughter is his everything, but I think this is a very sensitive topic to have the conversation before confirming that he that the boy is her little brother or not, but whatever. So, he said that he is taking the DNA test and he's waiting on the results to find out if the child is his. So, I don't know. But anyway, the whole situation with Johnny and Debrat and how they met up, it sparked Debrat to have a conversation with Deb. Now, we have been bumping heads in the past, and so, you know, Debrat does meet up with Deb, and Deb reveals that her EP project wasn't going as planned. They talked about how Bow Wow was being the dad again. They was just shooting the shit. And Debrat reveals that she hopes that Bow Wow is not being set up, because that is a chance that you could be set up. You know, like, I can give you an extra 500 milligrams of edibles and knock your ass out and have my way and be pregnant. You know, but anyway.
Weed edibles, no. Weed edibles will knock you out, but not to the point that you can't fight back. Mm-mm.
But Bow Wow is such a nasty hoe that he ain't gonna fight pussy. That's his kryptonite. Pussy.
Ew.
What?
I don't see where anyone actually has an attraction to Bow Wow, but hey, to each his own.
I used to, when he was a tiny little bit, I was like, yo, I would tear that nigga up. I would go in on that nigga. Little Romeo too. I had a thing for young boys. I did. To the point where I dated somebody who was 11 years younger than I was.
See, Bow Wow was a cute kid, but immediately started to look weird, and so did Romeo. Like, they went through this.
Yeah, they just looked kind of off. Every child goes through like that weird ass phase, and you don't know, like, are they gonna be cute?
Their weird came in after the fact.
Oh, then never mind. Never mind. All right, yo. So yeah, so Debrat and Deb, they meet up, whatever. And Debrat mentions that she, spoke to Johnny Blaze and she saw the changes. And Debrat says that she does want to be part of the project, but she isn't sure that the EP will be successful. So Deb, she really doesn't feel good about the project, but Deb said that she doesn't feel good about the project if Debrat's not on it. And Debrat said that she's gonna work with Remarkable and Diamond, but she's not, if it's not good, like, she's not gonna release it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they had that conversation. But then,
you know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but to be safe, I think that Deb should record with the other artists first. And if the brat likes it, then she gets on it. That way she don't invest all this money and the brat gets on it. The brat's like, I don't like it. You can't release it. And now you just did all that shit for nothing. So she should just have the other artists do it and then present it to the brat. If the brat likes it, get on it. If not, she stays off. And guess what? She still got a song to release. Just saying. Just saying.
That's a good idea. Deb is losing her touch, her New York touch. Because, like, like that, it's the reason why I say that is because New Yorkers have a way to think outside the box, and they think about 4 or 5 different scenarios, and then they, like, tell you, like, all right, here's your choices. Choose wisely, bitch. But here are your choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are groomed to see different scenarios and how shit's gonna play out. And Deb is losing that. She is breathing too much of that southern air, and it's like it's taking away her New York a bit. I think that's what it is.
I agree.
So, in the next scene, right, the Brat and Jessica, they're looking at like a potential place so that Jessica can move from Louisiana to Atlanta because shit is getting serious. The Brat in love, and the Brat receives a phone call from Diamond, and Diamond. She mad skinny. Did y'all notice that? She's really skinny. Anyway, but Diamond, she,
Diamond always been skinny. If you remember her back in the day, when she was more live and making more music and stuff, she was always tiny. She was always a tiny girl in the
Just a
video.
little tiny little itty bitty tiny little person. I was like, damn, she just I forgot. You know when you haven't seen somebody in a while, you're just not used to seeing them like that. That's how it was with Diamond. Like I see Diamond, yeah. I just didn't
For
realize.
those who don't know who Diamond is, what was it? The Ludacris My Chick Bad video?
Yeah.
The remake or the remix? There
Oh,
was there was a couple of versions of it, but she was one of the girls in there. Shit, Diamond is a dope artist. If y'all ain't know, you better ask somebody.
got bars. Yeah, she's dope as fuck. And Diamond looks to Debrat like an older sister. And so whenever there's trouble, Diamond calls Debrat. And so in this case, that's what Diamond did. So there was trouble. Diamond is very disturbed and perturbed and angered. And Debrat was like, I bet I'm gonna meet up with you because I see that you need me, whatever. So um what had happened was, and I'm just gonna read what I okay, if don't mind me looking down. All right, so Debrat meets up with Diamond, and Diamond explains to her what happened between her and Pimpin. So apparently, she was closing a six-figure endorsement deal, and Pimpin flipped out on her and the company's rep over the contract. And when they get back to their house, they're arguing, and things get worse when he gets a phone call from Val. So they're starting to like describe. Now this is the I don't know, the Pierre de Resistance, whatever the fuck they say. But anyway, so Diamond is explaining to Debrat everything that happened with Pimpin, and Pimpin is explaining to Bow Wow what happened, and it's two totally different stories, like two totally different, to the point where I don't know if I should believe Diamond or Pimpin. Like I don't fucking know. But anyway, so Pippin is at Bow Wow's condo, right, telling his side, and he tells Bow Wow and BT how Diamond's listening to a conversation and goes off on him, and he hangs up. Pimpin mentions that Diamond has trust and anger issues, so Pimpin decides to pack and leave when Diamond is throwing his toothbrush on the floor. And as Diamond told him to pack up and leave, Diamond tells the brat that Pimpin began to verbally abuse her. And then Pippin says that Diamond is yelling at him and throwing his clothes outside of the house. And Diamond said that she did throw his clothes over the banister outside, and that's where things apparently got physical. And Pippin is adamant that he didn't touch her. He's pretty much saying, like, yo, I ain't touched the bitch, blah, blah, blah. But Diamond says Pippin hit her, choked her, and snatched her wig off. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay, so I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't see the last episode yet, but I gotta see it or whatever. But it's like that when you in them crazy ass relationship, it's always his word against hers. Either he hit her, he didn't hit her, she got hit, she didn't get hit. Like we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know unless someone right, unless someone confesses, unless someone says, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry. But then it could be he or she could pull a Chris Brown. And y'all know I love Riri, we love you, baby, we do. But we know the story now, we know the truth. And Chris Brown allegedly took the rap on that whole situation, right, for years. And it could be the same because people give in when they really do love someone. They just won't let people come for them. You get what I mean? Right. So we'll see what happens. Like I gotta know more. I don't know what happens, and I didn't even get to see the episode, so I gotta see it.
Yeah, you gotta see it because then Bow Wow asks, "Yo, how did you leave?" And Pimpin says Diamond got into his car, throwing his stuff out, and Pimpin said Pimpin says that he tried to pull her out of the car, and she kicked him, and then she fell out of the car. So it's just a lot.
So it did get physical, because see, he's saying he didn't touch her, but if you still grab her out of a car, it still got physical.
So the brat is fucking angry. The brat is like she don't tolerate men abusing women, period. And so, you know, she was ready to fucking flip. Like, she was ready to leave the restaurant and go after this nigga. Like,
whatever, because obviously the brat don't realize there's two sides to the story. I told you, I was
Right.
that bitch devastated me when she said that shit she said, and I was one of her biggest fucking fans.
yeah.
But what she say?
And then back at the condo, Pimpin says that Diamond probably hates him because he decided to walk away. And then Bow Wow says that this story is similar to what happened between him and Kiyomi. So, and Bow Wow's like, yo, like,
Okay, but wait, didn't Bow Wow put his hands on Kiyomi first, but then Kiyomi bucked up and beat that ass? And
I don't think Bow Wow hit her.
there was an elevator video of Kiyomi literally just, he didn't hit her,
He didn't hit
but
her.
he did enough to make it seem like if she said one more thing, and mind you, she was on the elevator, even if she was talking shit, she wasn't like bucking up. She was like standing there, and he was bucking up. So I don't know. But me being the type of female I am, and you threatening me and jumping up in my face, I'm going to think it's a fight at some point. And I'm just going to be like, you know what?
That's one thing. I don't do threats. Like,
Exactly.
you big and bad enough to throw a threat, then you big and bad enough to throw down with me.
Exactly. So, you know, it's one of those moments. He was still doing a lot on the elevator. I see where at some point it would have elevated more on that elevator. So he's not innocent in that situation at all.
But here's the thing that I don't like, right? In the episode, Diamond, of course, she goes to the brat. But Diamond is spreading the rumor that Pimpin and her got into this. Because then also Diamond met up with Drea to talk about the drama with Pimpin. And
I gotta see the episode. I fucks with Drea. I really do.
Yeah, I do fuck with Drea. And then, so Diamond meets up with Drea and told Drea what was going on. And then Diamond went to Johnny, like the studio that Johnny was in, and then Kai was there, and she was saying like, "Oh, I'm single now," like da da da, like not phased. I don't know, like if somebody put your hands on you and abused you, right? You don't think that you would be kind of hurt by it, kind of broken by it?
So, coming from an abusive relationship myself,
Yeah.
the first time I got hit, I was broken because I didn't expect that.
Right.
Because it came from a man who literally swept me off my feet.
Right.
He saw me one day, and my mother always told me, you never walk up to a man in his car. A gentleman will get out his car and approach you like he'll find a parking spot. So he actually did that. He found a parking spot. He got out his car and approached me. So I was feeling that, but we didn't hook up then. We hooked up maybe 2 years later. We ended up being friends. You know, we hooked up on some fling shit, but we ended up being friends or whatever. But we actually hooked up like 2 years later. And we ended up living together. A year into the relationship, it went down. I was not expecting that. Like, the guy who swept me off my feet is now whipping my ass and enraging me in a way that I ain't never seen before. I could not even grasp what was happening. I couldn't even mentally defend myself because I didn't know what to do. So,
Of course.
right. So coming from those type of situations, I forgot why I started this conversation. God damn it.
Because I said that the way that Diamond was acting, she was like spreading everything about Pimpin. Like, oh, Pimpin beat me. Oh, Pimpin beat me. She told Brad. She told Drea. She probably told Johnny Lake. She's telling niggas, yo, Pimpin beat me. Pimpin beat me. Or he has beat me. And then when she's in the presence of somebody new, like the shit happened, let's say yesterday, and then 2 days later she's like, oh, I'm single now, baby. You know, I don't give a fuck. Da da da. Like,
right.
Nigga, it happened 2 days ago. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
but oh, okay, that's where I was coming from. Coming from someone who was in an abusive relationship, but granted, I got out of it quick. It took me 6 months after that first slap to get up out of there. I needed to adjust some things because when I leave situations like that, I make it so you can't find me no more. I change passwords. I start closing accounts. It took me 6 months to get my shit in order so I could dip and never have to look back or go back and show up like, oh my God, I forgot my social security card. No, not happening at all. But yes, you can talk about it that easily. After it happens, the first, second, third time, not so much. You ain't got much to say. But once you get away from that situation, it's like, depends on the type of person you are. Like me, I present it in a different manner. Like, I bring it up when it's necessary. When we're talking about a relationship and I can relate to your situation. Her, on the other hand, went through it and survived, but she's using it more as a badge instead of a recovery. People deal with shit. People deal with shit in a different manner.
They do. But it the way that she went about it, and when you see the episode, you'll see it kind of questions the authenticity
Right.
of playing. So now it's like, like, for example, she wants to dread, like I said, but then Pimpin, he's still talking to Val, and he's like, yo, like, Val, for example, like, he met up with Val out in the city. And Val asked him, like, yo, is this the last time that you ever spoken to Diamond? Or, like, is that the last time you'll ever speak? And, Pimpin was like, yo, like, we haven't talked since. And Pimpin said, like, yo, it's over. But he looked like he was sad about it. You know what I'm saying? And then he doesn't like how it ended because they have history. They've known each other since junior high school. So they have history and he respects the friendship. You can see that. So he was just like, yo, like, I didn't like how it happened. And then he said, but he's going to go to Deb's listening party. Of course, Diamond is going to be there. And even Bao was like, yo, like, you sure, like, you could be there? Because I want you to be careful. Like, he was like, yeah, I'll be all right. Like, I don't think he knows what she's saying.
It could be he either doesn't know what she's saying or he's doing what she's saying he's doing, and that is one of the clearest MOs for an abuser. I'm not saying he's an abuser. Let's be clear. Because like I said, I don't know both sides of the story. But he's either does not know what she's saying or he's a clear abuser, and that's what they do. If they can control their victim, they can. They show up where they are. They find a way to contact them. They reach out. And they'll do it to this person for as long as they can for the rest of their life if they're given access to. And they will always... Exactly. So that's knowing more about the situation because it could be either or.
It could be either or. But next week we'll see how is Pimpin and Diamond going to survive in the same setting at Deb's listening party. How are they going to survive? Are they going to be, cordial? Or are they going to have a fight? Like, these are the things that I need to know. And is Bao a father? Like, these are the things we're going to talk about next week. That's touch on with Love and Hip Hop family reunion. So,
but wait. So you said next week you're gonna see how they act. So my thing would be, being the fact that she's claiming that she's an abused woman, if I see her get up hot in her ass and run over to him, do they got kids together? Oh, okay. So if I see her hot in her ass and run over to him, I'm not gonna believe her story.
All right, so we're gonna check it out next week. Well, it's actually today, but we're gonna talk about it next week. Their show is on Thursday, so I'm a week behind. But we're gonna talk about it next week. What goes on between Diamond and Pimpin'. But Love and Hip Hop family reunion. So of course it's another day at the family reunion, and everybody seems to have their day where they're doing activity. So this time it's Scrappy's turn, and he is taking it to church. So, according to Scrappy, his father is a preacher, and it just feels right for him to share his testimony with his fellow cast members. So, after he shares his testimony about his mother being a pimp and how she used his room to pimp out hoes and stuff like that, he's just telling the story. He was long-winded, mind you, like a preacher, and So he began to open the floor and ask others to share their testimony. You know what I'm saying? So Sierra shared hers. I vaguely remember, but she shared hers. And so everybody was sharing theirs, and then all of a sudden Mendices got up. So Mendices, he opened up about his childhood, and he was just like talking about how um he was talking about how he learned how to push drugs before he learned how to read and write. He said that drugs is all that he knew. He was in the streets. His mother wasn't there like that. He never met his father except once. And when he met his father, his aunt was like talking to his father, whatever. His aunt told him like, "Yo, come here," and he was 16 at the time. And then his father was just like, "Yo, what's up? I'm your dad." And he was like, "Oh, all right, whatever." And that was it. And he said that was the last that he saw him. Mind you, Judy was not really in the picture. God knows what Judy was doing. But anyway, Judy didn't really start being relevant in Mendice's life till later on, which is fine. So whatever her story is, that's what it is. And so, but Judy was not having it. Like, she didn't allow Mendice's to finish his testimony. She interrupted. Like, she was, so when he started talking about what he went through and stuff like that, how many times he was stabbed, how many times he was shot, the things that he'd been through, and then he was talking about like his home life, with his siblings and shit like that, and how Judy wasn't there. She was like, "Nah, let me interrupt that shit." She was like, "Nah, let me talk about it right here." I was like, "Damn, this bitch didn't even let her son speak." So so pretty much she was pretty much saying like that wasn't like the time or place to talk about it and stuff like that. So she pretty much was like, "Oh, I'll take it from here," type of thing, like trying to redirect the story. And so everybody saw what Judy was doing, and they didn't agree with it. Like, they was like, "Yo, just let this man tell his story," because just like what's her face? Scrappy mother. What they call her? Mama somebody?
Mama
Anyway,
D.
Mama D.
I love Mama D. I'm sorry.
Mama D's funny, but
I
Mama
literally
D.
met Mama D
Uh,
one time, and we had an interesting conversation.
you think that you would hear what the conversation was about?
Oh no, no.
Okay, so
Mm-mm.
anyway, um, so pretty much, for example, like Scrappy was talking about his testimony, and he was saying everything that he needed to say, and it wasn't like he was going against his mother. He was pretty much telling the truth, what happened with Mama D. And in his mind, he's like, "Yo, like, she had to do what she needed to do to make sure we have food on the table, to make sure that we survive." So he saw, even though the hustle is frowned upon, society may frown upon it, would say it's unfit and shit like that, but she did what she needed to do to make sure her kids had. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where Mendices was coming from. But she didn't. Judy didn't let Mendices finish his testimony, and so everybody saw that. Everybody was like, "Yo, like, he needs to say whatever he needs to say, whatever." But apparently, it's the guilt that she had. You know what I mean? So
It might not be guilt. It might be
shame.
no. I can't even say that because the one thing okay. I'm not a mother, but I have several in my life. And the one thing I've learned about mothers is mothers do what they have to do for their children, like real mothers. And I saw that part. And you're right, Mandices needed to finish what he was saying. It was kind of wrong for his mom to step in and interrupt what he was saying. That was his moment. But I do get her extra. Her like, wait a minute. Because maybe they've never had the conversation before he's saying it now. So she probably wasn't ready for what he said. And that conversation should have been had with them before it was had in front of everybody. And that's just how I feel about that incident. Meaning, granted, that was Mendice's moment and he was allowed to have it and she fucked it up. Correct. But before he had that moment in front of the world, because he's on television, so the whole world heard that story, he needed to have that conversation with his mother first. So at least when he talks about the story, she can understand where he's coming from.
But I don't think that they had that relationship. They portrayed being close. And they
Exactly.
have
So
close
that's
now.
why it was a blow.
Oh yeah, of course it's a blow. But you know, I mean that right there, you don't have to let everybody know like, yo, I don't like that shit, blah blah blah. Like, yo, just let him
No,
talk.
you right. You right about that. She should have never stole his moment.
Yeah.
But I
Don't steal
also
his
think
moment
that
because
it
he
would have
did
been a
something.
lesser blow had they had that conversation before it happened.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
he was definitely in the moment, so he wasn't thinking like that. But from her perspective, she's probably like, "Where did this just come from?"
Right. That's a fact. But even like this whole the whole event that Scrappy threw, like it just seems like it's a time for like healing. You know what I'm saying? And so it caused Scrappy to have a conversation with Erica. And we all know the tumultuous relationship between Scrap and Erica. They were once engaged, they broke up, they got back together, they broke up, they stopped talking, they kind of started to mess, and then they were like, nah, fuck it, then they co-parent, then they didn't. Like it was just a lot going on with them over the years of loving hip hop Atlanta before Bambi. And so, Scrappy,
I remember when Bambi was in the hot tub. The first time she was on the show before she was a cast member, she was on the show as one of the chicks in the hot tub.
oh, with Kurt. I wonder if she did anything with him. But anyway, uh, so they were clashing so much that they only communicated through text messages and also through their daughter, who is now 15. So, of course, that bothered Erica because she felt like it was a childish way of doing things. And so, of course, when Mama D asked her to come to the Love and Hip Hop family reunion to talk things out with Scrappy, Erica agreed because that's what she kind of foresee. That was her goal, to kind of put everything to rest and just have like a good conversation with both of them. But Bambi, of course, beat her to it and was like, yo, I need to have a talk with you. I just want to let you know, blah, 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 ABC. And then they had yet another conversation, and then they're cool now. So now it's Scrappy, you know what I'm saying? Um, so Scrappy kind of pulled Erica to the side to have the conversation. He's pretty much just like, yo, I don't want no beef. I don't, I just want to make sure that we get to a place that, with Imani, that she needs to be in, and just help her get through high school. We could both be there cheering her on because she's 15. And so Erica kind of had to let him know, like, yo, like, y'all don't speak, like y'all just text and shit like that. And he told her like he was inspired by his wife, having to talk with her and having the conversation with her. And Erica agreed, like, oh, all I want to do is just make peace and just, co-parent and shit like that. So now they're on better terms. So that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I was glad to finally see that conversation
Finally.
happen. And I'm proud of Bambi and Erica for
Yeah.
coming together because their kids are siblings.
Right.
They're stuck with each other just like they're both stuck with Scrappy.
Oh,
So,
life.
for life. So they might as well make it fucking work. And I'm really proud of Bambi because it shows her growth. Because in the beginning, she was not trying to hear that shit.
Aggie as fuck. Ain't she from Cali? She's from Cali too.
Is she? I believe. I
Yeah,
think.
she was on Basketball Wives for a second, and I think she's friends with Brandy or Malaysia, one of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, so
I
that's
am
why I know
really,
them.
I'm really proud of Bramby. Blah.
Brandy.
Bramby. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of her growth. No, dead ass. Ever since she got into a serious relationship with Scrappy, we did see a change in her because she was a lot more reckless before she got with Scrappy. And then now her being a mom, and we get to see a different side of her. So I do appreciate her now. I really didn't at first. Honestly, I did not like Bambi when she first
Yeah,
came on the show.
with her at first. I was, but then seeing how they were dating and they really feeling each other, and then she started to evolve. It's like, okay, because when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to evolve to be better, not to be a backstabbing bitch or whatever. So I'm happy that she evolved and she finally saw the error in her ways, and she was just like, yo, like, I'm gonna have a talk with you, Erica. Erica, I'm gonna have this conversation.
Yeah, and I'm glad Erica had her cool too, because even though Erica comes off as like the Southern Belle, but the Southern Belles pop off. And but when it came to Scrappy, her fucking claws were out. So I'm glad she was able to put the claws away. That's why Scrappy was like, she was like the cat and he was like the dog. You ever saw the videos where the dog would not walk past the cat at all? That's what it was like with them. She was the cat and Scrappy was the dog that is not, no, move the cat or I'm not walking by. So I'm glad it took for Bambi to come up, well, the Bams to come up, the Bam to come up and speak to Erica and approach her woman to woman, mother to mother, mother of children that you both created.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Regardless to how many kids they have, those are their kids because their kids are related.
Yeah, absolutely. So now they're one big happy family. They're able to co-parent. Erica and Bambi, they're able to coordinate to have like the children around each other, and possibly maybe the twins gonna be around in that mix too, because Erica has a set of twin girls.
Word, and Bambi's pregnant now too, so yeah. Number three. Oh yeah, congratulations.
Congrats to the Bam, yo.
Yeah, and congratulations, and I really hope and pray that this newfound parentinghood stays legit and good and positive. Like, y'all niggas could be, from this point on, y'all could literally be role models for dysfunctional ass baby mama drama.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Just be a role model for them. Have seminars around the world, like, But anyway, moving on. So we got Scrap had his event. Now it's Carly Red's event. You guessed it. It's Trinidadian themed. It's Juver. It's all this stuff. Trinidadian flags all around. She had paint. She had water bottles, water guns, all that stuff. She advised all the cast members to wear clothes that they don't give a fuck about because they're going to get it dirty. And of course, she had liquor. So it was a fete. It was a Juve fete. And one thing that I did like was that there was a little touch of history. I love me some history. I like to know where the shit come from. And so she was sharing where the whole Juver came from. And if my memory serves me correctly, she was basically talking about how the Trinidadians, when they were enslaved, they kind of like partied to kind of show the colonizers that they're victorious or something like that. Whatever. It was some history behind it. There was some old pictures behind it and all this stuff. But in this Juve party, everybody was having a good time. Mama D under the conga line, everybody was having a good time. But then it seemed like Yandy and Mendices was here and Judy was here. And then Judy would, on purpose, would be like, yo, let me walk over. So she'll walk over to Mendices. And Yandy and Mendices was like, yo, Judy coming. And Yandy was like, yo, I'm out. Like, I don't want no parts in that. Because the way that Judy came off, she pretty much
the energy is fucked up. Yeah, no. She shouldn't have done. The energy is fucked up. And Judy might be another one that need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
She also needs to talk to her son. And she needs to talk to Yandy, but she might be one of those who, before she can have the conversation with everybody else, she needs to have that conversation with herself and a voice, that voice in the back of your head. She needs to talk to somebody because somebody needs to help her place her puzzle pieces. Like they're scattered, and she got like 75% of the puzzle done, but the most crucial parts are missing to actually piece the puzzle together.
But this whole situation has really got social media in not an uproar, but they were kind of like digging about this whole situation to the point where that's where my reality news comes in. Hmm. So Mendici's mom's reaction to his truth is why it's so hard to be honest with your parents about the pain that they cause. So this is something that I just want to, it's not really reality news. It kind of ties in though, because this is shit that we deal with on the regular, whoever has parental hurt and pain. So, so I'm just going to read this article. Did anybody feel sad for Mendices after watching Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition on Tuesday? Excuse me, on Monday. It was a moment during the episode in the Bible study Scrappy randomly put together for the cast where Mendices tried to offer a testimony of his experiences and how God brought him through. We, of course, know that Mendices has gone through a lot, most recently serving around 5 years in prison away from his wife and children for drug trafficking. But his testimony reveals just how rough and really scary his life has been, including his childhood. It took a lot for him to get up and share his story, admitting that he felt like he didn't fit in, but he was compelled to speak up. He noted that he'd been shot twice, stabbed 13 times, and his son was targeted for kidnapping due to his involvement in drug dealing. He said he was groomed to be a drug dealer before I was even taught how to read and write. That's what he said in his confessional. I had no father figure in my life. I had no role models. The only role models I ever had were people in the street. So when he further went back in his life and touched on how as a child he went hungry at times, his mother interjected and with a confused tone, like, "Why is that?" And so Mendici didn't say that he lived a certain way because of his mother's negligence, but she took it as such. And her desires for answers when he was just trying to tell his truth flipped the conversation upside down. He responded hesitantly with, "You want me to say it?" And "I don't want to say it." But she pressed him because she felt insulted. So he was honest about her not always being there when he was growing up. And she responded by getting up and standing next to him during the conversation, which definitely came off more as intimidation tactic than support. So when he mentioned that when he and his brother would be left in the house for days by themselves, she asked where was grandma, but didn't speak to where she was at. And when he said that he asked that they had to ask their neighbors for food sometimes, Judy interjected and said, "Let me take it from here," causing the two to bicker in front of their co-stars. So Mendices would say, "You told me to talk," which Judy replied, "Mendices, you should have known when to chill." So in her confessional, Judy expressed her shock at Mendices' revelation about going hungry as a kid, saying that there was so much food in their home he could have fed other kids. And she said, "I don't know where that came from." She was bothered that he shared his recollection of things publicly and not privately with her, which is what Tasha said. And she made the whole testimony about her. She said, "All I see is my son talking about my trials and tribulations," she told the group. "I don't have nothing to prove. What I've been through, I had my time out here in these streets. My children are my inspiration of life. If it wasn't for my children, I wouldn't be here to tell the story as he's talking this story." So it's not hard to understand why Judy may have felt a bit stung at that moment. People don't like to feel like being put on blast, that their parent is being questioned, and certainly they don't like their business in the streets. But based on the fact that he never came to her before to share his feelings about his childhood, as she mentioned, is telling of the fact that he didn't think she would be open to supporting him and bringing it to her. Her reaction to his testimony proves that she definitely wouldn't have been. There are many parents out there who would like to believe that just because you're alive and doing well for yourself, that means that despite any hiccups here and there, you had an impeccable upbringing. You had everything you needed, and that's enough. So when you try to be honest about perhaps the sadness you felt, mental illness, loneliness, and the like, they take it as a personal attack and twisting of the truth. It's your truth, though. So Erica Dixon, she shared uh, later in the episode, in the conversation with Yandy Smith, that her mother was on drugs during childhood, and that exposed her to a lot of things that impacted the way she chose to raise her own daughter, Imani. Erica recounted a time where her now sober mother tried to tell her what her hardest moment was as a kid, and is understandably insulted to the reality personality. So really, it insulted her. And even in my own childhood, which involved being raised in a two-parent home with a number of siblings, there are moments that really stuck with me in a negative way. My parents will argue all the time. They still do, but you didn't hear that from me, which shook my sense of peace as a kid. I would literally stand in the room when they were arguing in out of the hope that it would get them to stop. When they didn't get along, they wouldn't speak for days, weeks at times. We even want to feel as though they were walking on eggshells. They would even come to our sporting events and sit in separate sections when they weren't in a good place. It is not the best example of a healthy relationship. So a lot of people have been dealing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why can't we share our story? Why can't we share our truth? We're the ones that lived it too. You know, like for example, I can just say this, before ending, that my father swear up and down that he never beat me as a kid. He would tell people today, he'll tell people, yo, I never beat my daughters, and how me and my sister were never beaten, how we had this great childhood, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I lived in a two-person household. I did. My mom and dad, they were together, but that didn't mean that it was a happy one. I dealt with a lot of abuse from, from my father, and even not only beatings, it was times where I would square up with him. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's crazy that me and my sister remember that, because I can have my sister on here and I'll say, yo, tell them that time with me and daddy, and she'll be like, yeah, they fist fought. She would say it. We fist fought. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my father. I love him to the core. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, it was not easy. The verbal abuse, it wasn't easy. My mental state was not easy. Try to commit suicide a couple of times because of my situation and where I was thinking in my head. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. Like, it may look good because it was a two-parent household and I lived in a house when I was 15 or whatever, but inside the home was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I can't tell that. I mean, not that I can now, but his truth is different than my truth. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of see where Mendices is coming from, but in the midst of all that happened, what I can say with my father is that he showed me, like, yo, like, like, to have a hardworking man in your corner. Make sure that when you grow up, not only do you know how to work and survive on your own, but also have somebody next to you that is able to do that same thing, have that same hustle, same drive, and will treat you the way that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So he always instilled that in us. So he, even though certain things were fucked up, but overall, I could say that my dad really showed me how a man is supposed to treat his family. Be that provider, be that, that stoic figure in your life. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely get where Mendices is coming from. And it's hard to tell your story because your parents will think one thing and you have nah, nigga, this is what happened. Let me tell you my fresh mind.
That's why you gotta have the talk. Like, even if you do it as, like, venting. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. I need to say this shit. This is how I felt. I need you to fucking know. Like, however it needed to come out, the talk still needed to be had. And I just heard your story on a different level. So, I want to talk to you outside of this. I went through some shit. I don't want to bring it up right now. But I went through some shit younger too. And one thing about my mother, right? And she has nothing to do with the younger shit I'm talking about. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
She has nothing to do with the younger shit I'm talking about. But with my mom, she's always open to us telling our story. I personally, anything with my mom, it's going to stay between me and my mom. Because it was never nothing crazy between me and my mom. It wasn't nothing devastating between me and my mom. So our stuff's going to stay between us. But, like, my grandmother on my dad's side, and, well, shit, I called her my dad. I actually call her my sperm donor. But, so that's like a totally different story. So I'm not fixing to get into none of that. But those conversations were had. Even my little sister, she did a editorial in a magazine. she asked my mom before she did the editorial, is it okay? My mom would say yes. It's your story to tell. So the conversation was had. That's why I'm like, as the child, no matter how old you are, if you are able, and you never did, have that talk with your mom and your dad. Have the talk.
Yeah, have it.
We get it. Your mom might be a sensitive type. Your dad might be a sensitive type. Your mom might get on some, what the fuck you mean? Whatever it is. Have the conversation. Say it. Speak your piece. Let it be known.
Yeah.
Period. So that way that when you speak about it or they know, it's not such a big blow.
And it also heals you.
It heals you both.
Yep.
You both have something to work on. You both have something to work towards. You might have something to prove just to yourself. Because remember, you don't got to prove nothing to nobody else but yourself.
Right.
So just do it. Have the conversation. And that's not just with your parents. In your relationships. Whatever it is, have the conversation. Because if you don't, you're stuck in this dark space where shit just goes crazy. You can't control it. Here we are now. We're not talking, or we are talking. It's here, it's there. Just have the conversation. Just talk. Speak up. Right. Speak up. Speak to the person before you tell anyone else. That's just like, I'm older, right? I always put my year out. So if y'all want to know my age, go back and watch Encore shows. Okay? But in my generation growing up, granted, there were messies, but my generation was raised by the old school traditions. Like, right after slavery, kids. So they had these different type of teaching. And I was told things like a closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah.
Silence is silenced. Like, if you stay silent and you just don't speak up, you're forgotten about. If you get what I mean? Things like that. So you got to talk. And then for your own self, for your own inner peace or whatever, do that shit.
Yeah.
Say that shit.
That
like,
your shoulders.
Auntie KK, come here. Remember that time when I was 7.5?
Like that?
However you feel the need, have the conversation. You could be subtle, like, Auntie Vanessa, come here. I need to talk to you. However you want to have it. Do it. Don't hold it for yourself and for that person, so they can grow from their own mistakes or what you thought may have been a mistake, which wasn't a mistake because you spoke to them and they was able to explain themselves. And you're like, oh shit, you made sense. Have the conversation. She's stuck again. She's stuck on another cute face. Alyssa? Lissy? It's all right, because you know what? We can get it into a chat it up. It's my turn. What you say? No, we get... You froze. I can hear you vaguely. Oh, no. She's gone again. Okay. Nope, we getting in the chat it up. You done left me and came... And I'm sorry you're going through these things. I'm sorry.
I don't know about today, of all days.
I don't know. It started with when we were talking about OGs, so it's something. It's the ancestors. It really is. Okay, y'all. So Oh, I see. Okay, there's an extremely stretched out image of the Waffle House. Let me bring that in a little bit. There we go. Now y'all can see it. All right, so welcome to my Chat It Up, you guys. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the news or social media. We're here in New York, but I tend to do my research abroad, and I've lived in Georgia, so I do have a little insight on Atlanta. And recently, 2 young teens were shot during like a car break-in at a Waffle House in Atlanta. And this is a report coming from the police. The 2 boys are recovering after they were shot during an attempted break-in at the Waffle House late Monday night. The teens and the accused shooter are all facing charges. So basically what happened is at about 10:30 p.m. at the Waffle House on 2914 Memorial Drive, southeast Atlanta, 2 boys ages 13 and 14 years old were breaking into a car. The owner saw it happening, basically pulled out his pistol and shot him in the leg. The 2 boys. So the 2 boys take off running, and several miles later ended up at a gas station, and they said it was nearly 3 miles away. They were both shot in the leg and taken to the hospital. But the teens are facing charges of entering an automobile and curfew violations, right? But the accuser, Bryant Maynard, 32, was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Okay. Wait a whole fucking minute. All right, so basically, 2 juveniles. Yes, I'm calling them juveniles because it's the category thing. If they were like in the parking lot minding their business and got shot, I wouldn't be calling them juveniles. So 2 juveniles decided they wanted to go to a local Waffle House, break into a car, and then they fucked around and got themselves shot by a person protecting their property, who probably didn't know that these were teenage boys. Okay? Now, I'm glad that the 2 boys were not killed. I am. I'm glad that the shooter, actually the actual victim here, used common sense and shot the intruders in the leg. He wasn't shooting to kill. He was shooting to protect his property. And I'm 100% sure that when you see people breaking into your car, you're not like, wait, stop. How old are you?
No one cares.
Unless they look like a 2-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 9-year-old. So this man is facing charges for protecting his property. And I know in Georgia, it's legal to carry a gun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of all the guns. I lived in Georgia for 2 years. I'm not sure of which particular guns are legal or not. But I know you are allowed to carry a gun because when I lived in Georgia, I had one myself. I did not have a license, but I knew that I had to carry the gun and travel with the gun in a certain way. So I followed the legal laws to just having a gun on my person. So I know you can have a gun in Georgia. And I know that when you break into a home or break into a property or try to rob a bank or something like that, you might get shot or killed. You're definitely going to get arrested if you're caught. Like, very few people are just not caught and get away with it. It's very minimal. And most of the time when you're not caught and get away with it, there's an innocent person in jail doing your time. You know how that goes. But I don't fault a guy for shooting these teens. Like, I'm not even mad he did it. If my feet were in his shoes, I would probably be in jail right now too. Because what the fuck? And I got to do more research because I saw this story today just before we went on air, so I didn't have time to get a follow-up, but I am definitely going to do more research.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I want to know what the parents had to say about it, of the boys. Like, I know they're concerned because their boys were shot, and again, I'm glad they weren't, like, killed, you know? I really do hope that they learned a valuable fucking lesson, though. Like, if nobody said it to you, I'm going to say it to you. I bet you won't do that shit again.
All right, Auntie Tasha.
You won't do that no more.
Yeah, no more.
Did it hurt? Did it? That would be my only question. You're alive, ain't you? Be glad you got another chance. So, yeah, so the gentleman who's in jail, I'm praying it don't get bad for you. I really am. I'm praying it don't get bad for you. Them boys ain't dead. I don't feel like you did anything wrong. Maybe more so broke the law with the gun law. Like I said, I really don't know the gun law. But ain't nobody mad at you, man. Like, nobody's mad at you. If they are, it's because they're assholes and they didn't read the article. Some tabloid was just like, 30-something-year-old man shot 2 innocent teens and they, you know, yeah, no. We not mad at you. I pray for this man and his family. I pray for the teens. I hope you guys heal properly and you're able to walk okay or whatever. But if you got a limp, it's called lesson learned. It's called scars of life. Charge to the hood, nigga. You did it yourself. I'm just saying. I might be a little harsh, but oh fucking well. Oh fucking well. You shouldn't have did that shit. So, okay. Moving on to other things. So, Pepe Le Pew.
I love him.
I love Pepe. They done came for Pepe Le Pew. So apparently, cancel culture, you guys, I have no fucking idea. I'm still learning. So apparently, cancel culture came for Pepe Le Pew and got him officially canceled, calling it rape culture. Right? You know, I get it. He was aggressive. Nobody denies that Pepe Le Pew was not a little aggressive and trying to bag his, you know, it was one chick though. He was aggressive. He was. I do agree with that. But he's also a fucking cartoon. But it's not real life. And he didn't rape anyone. All right. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my notes because this is weird. It's just weird that people are coming for a cartoon character. If anything, you come for the writer, not the physical cartoon character. But let's get back into it. So Pepe Le Pew won't be appearing in Warner Brothers' Space Jam sequel, as his scenes have already been removed from the sequel. Cancel culture says Pepe Le Pew gives off rape vibes and needs to be canceled literally right now, right the fuck now. Do not pass go, do not collect $200 type shit. And the franchise heard them and did just that. Pepe Le Pew was literally null and void because cancel culture said so. It's a cartoon. Okay? It is. It's really a cartoon. Now, I get the whole rape culture thing. Like, I do. Like, I get the fact that Pepe Le Pew used to run up on a girl who did not want him and kiss her a lot and bring her flowers and chocolates and stuff like that. I think where he went wrong was grabbing her and kissing her.
Yeah.
He never said, I want to lick you or suck you or fuck you, and he never raped her. He never did.
That's so sensitive. Like,
Right.
cancel culture is so sensitive to everything. They're picking everything. Dr. Seuss, which he was already a racist. But, you know, Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, they're already racist.
No, well, see, I know with Walt Disney, they had like a dick thing going on. There was this thing about even the Walt Disney Castle, some of the little things were like penises. Right, so they got in trouble for just like throwing dicks in our face. Pause. But right, smacking us with dicks. But Pepe, okay, so an actual drawn character that was, so I think you should go after the person who wrote.
It should be the person, not the character.
Right. So that's why I'm like, what the fuck? They could have easily took Space Jam, could have had fun with the if I see, this is where I'm a creative.
I want to have you a few shirts now.
Me too. Team Pepe, he didn't do nothing but his job. And he has no say so. He has no say so. He has no lawyer. He has no defense. People draw him and tell him what to do. Pepe Le Pew, the character,
right,
did nothing. Now the writer, and even if you want to go for the editor,
that's a fact.
But the physical character. So if I was Space Jam people, I would have been like, I hear you. But it wasn't the character. He just did his job. It was the writer who wrote that shit and the editor who got you where you are now. Right? But we would have just put Pepe Le Pew, we would have R. Kelly'd him real quick, threw him in jail. Cartoon jail. Like, Pepe, you got some allegations. And then him being proved innocent of exactly what I just said. I'm a cartoon character. I didn't draw me. I didn't make me talk. I didn't edit me. I didn't do this. I was just here.
Yeah.
I was just a pawn in the situation. Like, he was treated how the mob treat motherfuckers. Like, come on.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Y'all came for Pepe?
They came for Pepe.
Now, the female kitty, which did we ever know her name outside of Mi Amor?
Oh, that's Penelope. I looked it up.
Oh, it is Penelope. Yeah, I'm familiar with how cute a Penelope is. But the movie The Odyssey. The movie The Odyssey. Yes, watch that shit. Watch it and you will understand where I get the vibe of a Penelope. It's love, marriage, loyalty. Yes,
Okay.
that's what it is. In my eyes, that's what that name means to me. Okay, but I hope she's all right. I hope Penelope is okay. She was still the victim. She was the cartoon character that clearly did not sign up for this shit.
Yeah, she's a victim.
So she needs to go talk to somebody and maybe bring her character back as the strong, surviving kitty.
Skunk. Yeah. Skunk.
Oh, skunk. She was the strong, surviving skunk. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
She was like, I've been through some things. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. Power to the lady skunks.
Power to the skunk.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's just legit as fuck. Just so y'all know. But what the fuck is cancel culture? I don't understand what cancel culture is. So I wanted to bring up this one topic, but I'm still doing my research. I'm still doing my research. And when I'm done with it, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to you before I talk to them. Because I want you to do follow-up research to make sure I'm covered with 100% facts.
Alright.
Okay? Because I told my husband about it, and he was like, you going to have to dig that shit up, though. Because it happened. Like, if I speak to my generation about it, we know what the fuck I'm talking about. But now, you know, all these cease and desist and lawyers and shit. So shit might not be there no more. And I don't want to get caught up in some shit I can't prove. But I got some shit. I got some shit for cancel culture. And I feel like if you're going to cancel some shit, know the facts. And be more like cartoons, though. The characters, come on now. Come on now. Go for the writer, go for the editor.
Right, leave those cartoons alone. Just go after the writers and the production company or whatever. And that's it. Like, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb.
Like, leave that character ain't do shit. Come on.
Yeah.
That, really? Come on.
They're being enough.
That's, come on, it's y'all being weird. Y'all being weird. Stop being weird, okay? Let's not be weird anymore. So, I really want for cancel culture to hit us up and fill us in on exactly what the fuck cancel culture is.
We'll hear your side.
We need to hear your side of the story because to y'all, I'm Kristen and she's Malaysia and y'all are OG. So we need for y'all to explain.
You call me Malaysia because my butt big?
Because y'all like the same complexion. Y'all both mad cute. Y'all got booty meats, you know. And y'all got good heads on your shoulder, Malaysia. But yeah, just why are you tying your hair up? You look cute though. Are you braiding it? Oh no, you tied it more. You have a beard. And I'm not saying this, Jewish people don't come for me, but she looks like a Jewish. Because she has curly hair and you can see the curls on the sides. What's that, Hasidic? Hasidic? Is that Hasidic? Am I wrong or right?
Girl, yeah.
It's Hasidic? You look Hasidic, girl.
Girl.
I mean, you would make it cute Hasidic? I mean, I'm not hating.
I just hope my job don't tune in.
I mean, we could block them on social media, but they could still find the website. But you don't even talk shit about them or people on your job. I think you're good.
I don't.
You should be good.
I hope so.
All right. Listen, I'm working on a business plan. So, hopefully if shit goes down, it's after the business starts. So we'll be good. So just be good for now. Just for now. Please. Because, no, I think you've been doing good, but I'm a different type of person. Your boss might not be... I don't know your boss. Maybe we should go out for drinks. No? Oh, okay. But I'm going to leave it alone. Okay. I'm going to do just that. All right. So, whoa. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
We've been chitting. Yeah, okay, so we gonna play like 2 music videos and then we're gonna get into the question of the week. You with it? You with it? Okay, she did not freeze. So we're going to get into some music videos. We will be right back.
You know that it's a double O, I let it go. You know that it's a double O, I let it flow. You know that it's a double O. You thought that I was stopping shit, I keep it going. And no, this ain't apocalypse, I keep it flowing. I said I got a lot of hits, I get to spit in. Conscious on the beat, and get the hit. You can see it in my smile, I'm so alive in a minute till the wheels fall. You know the vibe, everybody wanna come with me and go around. When you reppin' with a queen, nigga, I hold it down. They keep asking me where the game go. I don't know, I keep it hot like a flamethrower. My motivation and grind is still the same though. Cornery, I get admired by your main hoe. If you ain't in it for paper, then what you came for? I'm not about that fame, baby, I stay low. I'm not a devil, but I never had a halo. Do it myself, I don't need shooters on the payroll. That's the sound that your boy make. The kind genius in the oven, watch the boy bake. You don't want that beef just like a raw steak. We all about that cream, but we need more cake. Stopping shit, I keep it going. And no, this ain't apocalypse, I keep it flowing. I said I got a lot of hits, I get to spit in. Kind genius on the beat, and get the hit in. You can see it in my smile, I'm so alive in a minute till the wheels fall. You know the vibe, everybody wanna come with me and go around. When you reppin' with a queen, nigga, I hold it down. Every day is like a new year. No confetti, but champagne, my crew here. We celebrate success, that's how we do here. We keep it true, no lie, we don't do here. I'm from the district. If you don't play by the rules, then you get your wig split. No hesitation, they would run up on you this quick. I'm from the block where they whip it like this quick. We on a cash run, and we will never make it rain until the cash done. I keep it fly, drip to death, be the fashion. In the concrete jungle, any day could be your last one. The money and power is such a good feeling. We stacking this paper way up to the ceiling. The money and power is such a good feeling. We stacking this paper way up to the ceiling. Must have been a king in my past life. Ain't no slow me down, living a fast life. Keep positive, get left, you don't act right. No stacking this paper way up to the ceiling. You thought that I was stopping shit, I keep it going. And no, this ain't apocalypse, I keep it flowing. I said I got a lot of hits, I get to spit in. Conscious on the beat, and get the hit. You can see it in my smile, I'm so alive in a minute till the wheels fall. You know the vibe, everybody wanna come with me and go around. When you reppin' with a queen, nigga, I hold it down.
Early in the morning, let me bring the news. While you stepping in your slippers, you can pick and choose. Get in the loop or cover your eyes like it's peekaboo. Cause this pill is tough to swallow like a peanut chew. We all dying for a piece of the pie. Sleep with a 9 and aim it at a piece of the sky. You gon' cry, little nigga. This ain't even 9-9. Cause the rat gon' ride in the Royce with 5 9s. It's eye down, we cut deep. Cutthroats in mean streets. This is from the heart, I don't mean it with a mean streak. Assassinated character in absence of a street beef. Rice at the wedding, 40s clicking for a green beat. I'm in a mix like a dobo, nigga. I start the bubble, get the baggies, keep the dough closed, nigga. This crack here, the flow is full loco, nigga. If I'm standing on the stand, I don't know those niggas. What y'all gonna teach me about loyalty? I done gave the game all of me. Air at the heir to a dynasty. Smile joyfully, rejoice for your highness, dog. I'ma die royalty. Early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning.
Early in the morning, I'm yawning, and that's a blessing. Progressing to fight depression to have a nigga stressing. My man did a 10-year stretch for a murder weapon. He came home and fought a new case, ain't learned his lesson. And being broke is the top problem. Before I hit rock bottom, I throw the mask on and let a Glock spot him. Moving at a stern space, so I be up early in the morning, because the early birdie get the worm first. And my future's bright. Pay attention to your friends, they'll show you what your future look like. Where I'm from, niggas pullin' shoot, where most niggas be cutting throats. I wear a turtleneck that's bulletproof. Fuck sitting in the hood, popping bottles and smoking weed. Celebrating failure, that ain't what my niggas need. Focus on some other shit, like the new Bentley truck with the 10 guts, that's the baby mother with. Need a big mansion that got a big hallway and like 20 bathrooms just to shit all day. Just to think about the days I ain't have shit. Trying to make a fortune off this rap shit. That's that Hattie Crack shit. What?
Early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning, get the work off. Slaving in the field with the shirt off. Money turn me on, being broke is a turn off. At Chase every day, the teller get me off like Murdoch. This fabric haircut for the guards, the print hand picked by law. You wanna spar when in all actuality you cease to exist. While I'm shining out in space, I'm competing with stars. I can't preach if I can't teach. Dow scene with a pen, keep a flame in arm's reach. Now I'm getting paid for the punches like Don King. Bag after bag till I'm under a palm tree. And then another bag and another one. I don't wanna brag, I just wanna give my mother some, father and my brother some. That's what being troublesome. My sisters want a bag, so I'm begging like 100 drum. Early in the morning till the lights go. Grinding 4 seasons, introduce them to the light show. Losing my mind now, I'm moving like a psycho. Flames off the brain and the skin like a pyro. Early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning when I bring the news. Early in the morning, early in the morning.
Yes. We have to hit y'all with some music videos tonight because we didn't do our music video sesh. We had the pleasure of being with the ladies of Sassoon Talk, Janelle from HR, and Amanda. If y'all don't remember, it was back, I believe, in like season 5 or 6. She came on with us, Janelle from HR. We had an awesome show, so we are definitely going to have her back again. She got a lot going on, and we would love to have her here, and she could talk on it. And Amanda, congratulations to her because she's engaged. So, yes, there's also love in the building between these ladies. Yes, all love. It was a show full of women who had men, and I love that too. So, yes, we had so much fun tonight with these ladies. So, you guys, make sure you go and check them out. I know they are on YouTube. Check out their Facebook, everything. Like, it is a really dope show, and you get to see me and Alyssa live. Yes. All right. So we're going to get into the question of the week because Alyssa looking at me like, bitch, I'm ready to go to bed. So let me not get myself cut and ask y'all the question of the week. If you got arrested, what would you be arrested for? And who would be your co-defendant? Okay. So, who I would have got arrested with? If it was back in the day, like a few years ago, I can't even say back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, it would have been my best friend Casper. It'd have been us. What would we have gotten arrested for? for jumping somebody. And it wouldn't have started that way. One of us would have gotten to a fight. Probably one of us would have got tired of the fight and just jumped in to get it over with. Like, all right, bitch, let's just go home now. That's how we was. What about you, Alyssa? Who and what?
Definitely my best friend. I have a group of best friends that and my cousin. But a group of us, we know each other. Obviously, a group of my best friends. I've been friends with them. One of my best friends I've been friends since we were 2 and 3. My other best friend since we were 11, and then my other two of my best friends since we were 11, and my other best friend since we were 18. So they my riders, and then my cousin, which since birth. So they're my riders. So they know how to respond. They know how to have, you know, not to plead the fifth, pretty much. Not, So I'll have them as my co-defendants. They won't tell. They can't. They can't. They won't tell nothing. They'll be able to, hide the lie. Like hide the truth. Excuse me. They know how to mask it, make you believe you lie. Okay.
See, that's my mama for me. My mama's gonna help me hide the body.
What body?
I don't know. Listen, I talk stupid when I'm drunk. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Exactly, but no.
I didn't have a body.
Exactly. Bevo Lottie. I got more head than I got body.
Exactly.
Y'all don't see this shit?
I thought you meant.
Bevo Lottie got more head than he got body.
Alright, y'all, so make sure you give us the answers to your questions of the week by hitting us up on Facebook at The Realist Radio Show and post your answers. We want to see your answers to that question, y'all. Tag them. I want to know who.
In fact, since we do the anonymous letter, remind me to put the question of the week up because sometimes I'll be forgetting. So, you guys can anonymously, meaning it's Facebook. I'm going to see your name. Alyssa's going to see your name. We are going to verbally agree with you here live that we will not reveal your name or any parties involved.
Yeah.
Okay? But don't start your anonymous letter like I'm from Brooklyn because we're going to think that at least you wanted to let them know we're from Brooklyn. So just say everything else, no location, no name, keep the stuff out, and we will definitely do your anonymous letter. I want to know, and if you've gotten arrested with a co-defendant, the fuck did y'all do? You ain't got to tell me who it was with. What the fuck did y'all do? I'm curious. Listen, I've been arrested with a co-defendant. What about you? I mean, it's been years. Let me be clear. I was a teen. I got into some trouble in the younger years. It's been a while. But I was a fighter. I like to fight. So I put some hands on some people that like to call the police and shit. So it was what it was. So it's all good. So y'all make sure y'all head over to our page and let us know who and what. Who did you get arrested with and what did y'all get arrested for?
That's a fact. And make sure you check us out on www.pregameradio.net. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at The Realist Radio Show and our Twitter at Realist Show. Check out the Pregame Radio Network on Facebook at the Pregame Radio Network, on Instagram at Pregame Radio NTWRK, and on Twitter at PGR_network. Shout out to our sponsors at ME Productions for all your film, visual, photography, digital, and production needs. Make sure you look them up on Facebook and Instagram at ME Productions with a Z now. Make sure you mention us. You will get a discount.
And y'all, I'm wearing my Mirage again. I know I wore it last week and the week before, but y'all, this is my favorite color. And then look, y'all see the eyeshadow? Shit matches, okay? You need to understand, I had to step out today, so my shit had to be on point. And the shit fucking matches. And lip sense, as y'all can see, I've been sipping through the whole show. And what do you not see? Lip gloss or lipstick on my glass. Okay? Nothing. Exactly. So Lip Sense waterproof lipstick, long lasting lipstick. I've been wearing this lipstick since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It is 10:45 at night.
10:45.
And it's still there. So yes, please y'all head over to Awesome List by Andrea on Facebook. Go there, check in the bio, find the link for the website, mention the Realist Radio, Alyssa Noriega or Tasha Nicole Wright, and get yourself a motherfucking discount. Y'all let them know we sent you. And also, remember, Friday and Saturday, we got PreGame Radio, Season 12. Oh, wait, they're on vacation. So, to catch the encore of Season 12 with Brooklyn Black in the earlier season, and then his co-host, Sharice Farmer, joining him later in the seasoning. Season. I definitely said seasoning. I definitely did. But it is what it is. Oh, fucking well, you love me anyway.
We're gonna look back.
We're going to look back in the seasoning. We're going to look back in the seasoning. But no, Season 12 has come to its end, though. So their season finale premiered last week. So you guys head over to www.pregameradio.net to catch those past shows, the encore shows, with Brooklyn Black in the early part of the season, and Sharice Farmer, and coming in towards the end of the season. You guys remember he did the host search. So Sharice Farmer is the one who won that host search, and their chemistry is awesome, you guys. So you guys really do have to tune in. And then Brooklyn Black started the DJ Spotlight segment. So you guys get some great music, different genres. So that's definitely where to go. But when they do return with Season 13, Brooklyn Black and Sharice Farmer will be on every Friday and Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on pregameradio.net. Also, every Thursday at 8:30, check in with the Encore. We call it Encore Wednesdays of NWO News Season 2 with NWO Sparrow, Fries as Hell with the Weather, Love Laws with Awesome, and Cooking with Little Ugly, and much more. Every Thursday, of course, it's us again. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Realist Radio Show is back on www.pregameradio.net. And every Saturdays is Encore on Extreme Vibe TV Roku channel, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., hosted by myself and Alyssa Noriega. Following us on Thursday on the Realist Radio Show is the Ryan Show. Check out the Ryan Show with Ryan V and Mr. Cheeks. So literally right after us, well, actually they're on now because we were late now. So they're on now. Also, March 14th, we have a new show coming to the network, coming to PreGame Radio Network. It is Tipsy Topics with your girl MJ. So the premiere is Sunday, March 14th, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. She got some dope shit going on, and she's a little cutie pie. She's a model, she's a host, she got a lot going on, so you guys would just enjoy to look at her, period, because she's gorgeous. And also, you guys remember, stay on www.pregameradio.net because there's some dope shit going on with all the shows. You can catch past shows, you can catch our archives, you can catch old shows. We still have season 1 of Love, Peace, and Slander popping on www.pregameradio.net. So you guys just literally need to go check that shit out.
There's a lot going on the website. The website is, of course, dope as hell. So make sure you check it out. Shout out to all of our sponsors and everybody who tuned in tonight on the Realist Radio Show that is on the PreGame Radio Network. We do appreciate you. Thank you for jamming out with us, talking with us, having that conversation that we did have with the reality recap. We got a little deep on you. So if we, of course, again, if you want to reach out to us, make sure you hit us up on www.pregameradio.net to look at encore shows, past shows, future shows, archive shows. You make sure you go onto the website. My name is Alyssa Noriega. You can catch me on Facebook at Alyssa Noriega, Instagram at the Alyssa Noriega. And then on Twitter, you can catch me at Pocahontas with 2 A's, 531.
No underscore. And yes, you guys follow me on Facebook at Tasha Nicole Wright, Instagram at Tasha Nicole Wright, Twitter at Tasha and I Wright. Basically, just look me up under Tasha Nicole Wright. You guys could find me any and everywhere that I am located. So, shout outs to everybody who tuned in tonight. We really appreciate you guys. Again, we made it to season 8. Season 8. So, oh, nice. Infinity and beyond. Boo. That's what 8 means to me, infinity. So, yes. All that greatness. Yes. So, remember, catch us every Thursday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on www.pregameradio.net and Encore Saturdays on ExtremeVibeTV.com. And it's a Roku channel. So you must have a Roku device to see us on Roku. But if you cannot, you can still see us on www.ExtremeVibeTV. They officially have Roku, the shows for Roku on the website. Listen, we've been here 6 months. So shout out to DJ Exotic Mommy for being the founder and creator of that channel. Shout outs to Lady Steele for pitching these shows, doing the marketing, executive producing these shows. Me, I'm COO and engineer of it. And, we've been doing our numbers. We're almost at 1 million streams in 6 months. Over 500,000, 500,000 just people just searching. It's doing well. It's doing very well. So shout out to Extreme Vibe TV. Shout out to the accomplishments. I'm really proud of the team. It's not just us. There is a team behind us. So shout out to you guys. We're doing it, but we are not doing it alone. And this is awesome. So with that being said, you guys have an awesome night. Remember to head over to www.pregameradio.net. Hashtag Get It Live, Get It Loud. And we are signing the entire fuck off. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Getting to it, I've been counting money all day. Probably why your bitch on me. I dropped the top and then I slept just like I stole it. Probably why your bitch on me. See, you got a problem, you got a problem. Oh, you got a problem if your bitch met me. You got a problem, oh, you got a problem. You got a problem if she came around me. I got a problem, my name is Poison. And shorty know how to get me on my clothing. I let it swim, I let it dive in the ocean. I don't know what it do to me, I got emotions. Hold up, I get the bag myself, you know I be stacking and flipping and doubling. You in my mind, but I see something more dripping and tossing and troubling. That poison that got me so fucked up, and now they mean that I be locked up. You got a problem, honestly I don't get one fuck. Do you know what you do to me? Falling through my brain, she's my kind of strain. Hey, do you know what you do to me? 99 problems, but that bitch ain't me, nah. Getting to it, I've been counting money all day. Probably why your bitch on me. I dropped the top and then I slept just like problem. You got a problem. Oh, you got a problem if your bitch met me. You got a problem. Oh, you got a problem. You got a problem if she came around me.
Why you mad that I stay in my bag? Why you mad that my foot on the gas? You upset cause I think I'm the best. My confidence set and that's making you vex. That's a problem that you gotta deal with. Nowadays gotta watch you chill with. Cause them niggas is envious, this shit is serious. Act like damn they period. Now really let's get to the fact. Shit bitch wanna fuck cause you heard that I rap. And she heard I'm getting lit in my city. And she heard I'm getting big in my city. And I keep getting bigger and bigger. That's the reason you only in feelings. Why you want me to lose when I'm winning? But it really don't make me a difference. That's a problem that you gotta deal with forever. Life is too short, better get it together. I'm making improvements, I keep getting better. That's making you sick like you under the weather. And I know that it's making you sick. So I'll smile when I'm taking a pic. Cause I know that you watching my page. And I know that the haters gon' hate.
Get into it, I've been counting money all day. Probably why a bitch on me. I dropped the top and then I skirt just like I stole it. Probably why a bitch on me. See, you got a problem. You got a problem. Oh, you got a problem if your bitch met me. You got a problem. Oh, you got a problem. You got a problem if she came around me. Yeah.
No man can turn down this pussy. You stop. I don't know any man that can refuse this pussy. Stop trying to push it. People are eating in here. Pussy. 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 Pussy.
Hey ladies. Hey. Oh, pussy is popping, y'all.
Damn, Ben Mark shot this too? Give it to me nice and slow. Push it back some more. I know you like it. I know you like it. Boy, you're running out of time. Come and blow my mind. I know you like it. I know you like it. Don't be pussy. If the pussy. I'll be pushy. Taste the milkshake cookie. Me so saucy. That be why you call me. That girl just so heartless. When I walk it up. Give it to me, baby. Why you like it so? You got me feeling on your body. Walking nice and slow. Push up your bumper. Come back, I need ya. Push up your bumper. Come back, I need ya. Give it to me nice and slow. Push it back some more. I know you like it. I know you like it. Boy, you're running out of time. Come and blow my mind. I know you like it. I know you like it. Don't be pussy. Lick the pussy. Yeah, so nice and pretty. Come and put it on me. I'm so naughty. That be why you call me. Them boys call me heartless. When I walk it up. Give it to me, baby. Why you like it so? You got me feeling on your body. Walking nice and slow. Push up your bumper. Come back, I need ya. Push up your bumper. Come back, I need ya. Give it to me nice and slow. Push it back some more. I know you like it. I know you like